Hi guys, my name is Sarah Stepanek. I'm the park manager here at Whitefish Dunes as of 2021. Today we're going to be going over this presentation for your Trail Ambassador training. This is a required video for you to watch in order to start your Trail Ambassadorship, so feel free to take as many notes as you like, but do please make sure that you complete this entire presentation. Today we'll go over several things. First, we'll talk about what a Trail Ambassador is exactly. We'll also discuss what you might get in your welcome packet and some information on your vest. We'll talk about how to start and end your shifts. We'll also talk about rules of the park, emergency situations you may encounter, some frequently asked questions our guests tend to ask us, and we'll go over the park staff contact information you will need. So first, what is a Trail Ambassador exactly? You guys should have gotten a letter from Doug that gave a really great mission statement and some more specific examples of tasks we may expect people in this position to do. So I won't go into too much detail here, but I do want to give you guys a little bit more background on, really what the expectations are from the park side of things. I want you guys to always keep in mind that we do view you as volunteers first. So, you guys are out there doing this in your free time, really just to help us out, which we really greatly appreciate. But you are not being paid for this position. So at no time do we want you to feel like you are out there without any support. If you ever need any kind of support whatsoever from park staff, no matter how big or small the situation may seem, we are always here to help you with that. Again, you guys are out here just volunteering to help us out. So if there's anything that you think requires assistance, please let us know. Really, most of all, we want you to be out there leading by example. So not littering, not climbing on the dunes, staying on trail, being kind and courteous, that kind of stuff. We also want you to keep in mind that probably the biggest pillar of this position is to educate, not enforce. So while you guys may be out there kind of serving as our eyes and ears some days, we don't want you to feel like you need to go out there and enforce our rules for us. If there's a situation that you feel like needs confrontation or some kind of serious intervention, again, please contact park staff and we can handle that for you. Your primary role will be out there to educate. So if you see someone maybe climbing on the dunes, for instance, instead of going up to them and threatening tickets or anything like that, you can simply say something like, hey guys, you may not be aware, but we have a lot of federally endangered plants and animal species on the dunes, so we don't allow anyone up there. If you could please stop climbing on that, that'd be great. Minimal confrontation, trying to intervene through education is really the key there. On the education side of things, we kind of have started calling this position a walking kiosk. Probably the biggest portion of your duties out there will be just answering questions. People will want to know how to get to other areas of the park. They may want to know what all the dead fish are on the beach, or why we don't let people climb on the dunes, or how to get to Cave Point. Really, that's going to be the biggest thing. So carrying a map with you or any sort of identification packets that you may get in that welcome pack, that will help you be that sort of walking kiosk. A side part of this position is going to be some light maintenance, and I have maintenance in quotes there because this really isn't going to be anything that most people would consider maintenance. We're going to maybe ask you to pick up litter on the beach or on the trails, maybe deconstruct some cairns or take down driftwood constructions on the beach. Nothing serious, no heavy lifting. If you do come across something in the park that you feel needs park attention, like maybe a downed tree or you see some wash it on the trails, let us know where you saw that and park staff can handle the more heavy lifting kind of stuff. Finally, we'll kind of expect some observe and report kind of duties from you. So, maybe you see a group on the beach that are a little disorderly and you want us to know about that. Or again, maybe you spot some a tree down, park conditions somewhere are not favorable to use. Let us know about that and we can handle that. Moving into what you guys will be getting in your welcome packet, you'll have a name tag, which will clearly identify you as a volunteer. There is a little pouch on your vest that you can keep that in. So again, just put it in there once and then you're ready to go. You'll be getting several brochures and maps. The brochures are going to be things that might explain policy or offer some more information on the resources we have here. So you'll have things like a Pets in the Park brochure. You'll also have several packets that will help you identify plants and animals in the park. We'll have something in there about the archaeological resources, and there will probably be more as well. And then the maps, will offer several maps in there that'll help you direct people to areas that they may be asking to get to. We'll have Carl Schultz's famous What We Have list in there. This is sort of above and beyond facts and figures of the park. These aren't anything we expect you guys to know offhand, but they are pretty interesting. So if you can commit any of them to memory, it'll just help educate our visitors further. We'll have the park rules list in there, some emergency response guidelines, a frequently asked questions list, and then of course the contact information for park staff that you'll need. The vest that you'll get is going to be yours to keep for the season. We do ask that you wear it for every shift because it's going to clearly identify you as a volunteer. It's going to be day-glow green with a friend's patch on there, again, just to help identify you, apart from the crowd. The vests that we have this season are in the size medium or extra large. So kind of while supplies last, we'll let you guys decide which size you would want to have when you come pick those up. So getting into the more day-to-day kind of stuff of this position, we'll talk about how to start and end your shifts. First, we want you guys to call the Nature Center and let us know when you arrive in the park. Considering that many of you may be hiking in from maybe your house off property, or maybe you're going to be hiking in an area, away from the center of the park where park staff tend to be. We don't expect you to come into the Nature Center and check in every time. Instead, we'll just ask that you give a call, let us know when you plan to arrive. You can do this, before you leave home and just let us know an estimated arrival time, or you can do it when you actually get into the park. And you can leave a message, that's fine. We just want some sort of point of reference for when we know you got here. Do please let us know where you plan to be in the park during your shift. It can be general. You can say, maybe I'll be on the Red Trail on the beach today, or I'll be hiking the Black Trail between Whitefish Dunes and Cave Point, or I'll be north of the road. Anything to just give us a point of reference. So, maybe we haven't heard from you in a while. Maybe we know you were supposed to be leaving at 3, but we never got a call from you. If we need to go out and look for you, that's going to give us a point of reference of where to start looking. Do please keep your cell phone with you at all times. It's going to be your primary form of contact. So whether you need to contact us for help, or if we need to contact you to maybe get some more information on a situation, that's going to be how we're going to be able to contact each other. So that'll be important. And then finally, when you leave for the day, just give us another call and let us know when you've left. That way, if we do finish up for the day, we're locking things up and we haven't heard from you yet, we know that we don't have to go out and look for you anywhere. And again, you can leave a message, that is fine. So the rules of the park, I've provided an abbreviated list of rules in your welcome packet. Those rules are the ones that we tend to see broken most often. So while we have many more rules than that, these are the ones that we really want you to review and familiarize yourself with. If you have any questions on those, you want more clarification, or if you want more information on a rule, always feel free to ask park staff. But this is going to give you kind of a baseline on maybe what kinds of things you're going to see when you get here, and also what kind of response you could have to those kinds of situations. For emergency situations, again, I've provided sort of an abbreviated list of emergency response guidelines. These are going to be specifically provided for volunteers. So these are going to have fewer expectations in them than we would have for, say, park staff. You'll notice that one of the first steps in these guidelines is to contact park staff first when you encounter an emergency situation. This is again because you are a volunteer first, and so you're never going to be expected to respond to or handle any emergency without park help, okay? So first and foremost, if you don't know what to do, if you're not sure how to respond, just call park staff and we will help you with that. We do have a more extensive emergency response plan in the Nature Center. Should you ever want to review that, you're more than welcome to. But again, the guidelines you have are going to be specifically geared towards volunteers. So those should give you a good guideline as far as how you as a volunteer should respond to that situation. You can review these and familiarize yourself with them, but I don't expect you to memorize it. If you do want to keep these guidelines with you, just fold it up and keep it in a pocket in your vest, and that way every time you throw your vest on before a shift, you have it. So that way, if you ever do encounter an emergency situation and you need to know what those emergency numbers are, or you need to know what kind of information you need to collect from the people in the situation, you'll have those right there and ready to go. And again, if you have any questions or if you want any additional information on something, always ask us. I've also provided a list of some frequently asked questions. Again, I'm kind of expecting this to be, the biggest portion of your position here. So you'll find out by the end of the summer that there's really a very brief set of questions that we get asked. So I'm sure even if you don't know the answers to those yet, you'll know them right off the top of your head by the end of the summer. We do have a lot of visitors who tend to ask for suggestions on other places to go once they've left the park, or directions to other places. If you're not local or if you don't feel comfortable directing people to other locations, that's totally fine. We don't expect you to be Google. If you do have suggestions for them, maybe a place to eat or another interesting place to see, by all means you can offer that information, but that is not information that we expect you to provide. Finally, you'll have some park staff contact information in that packet. Again, you can review and familiarize yourself with these, but by no means, unless you're really good at memorizing numbers, you don't have to know them off the top of your head. But do feel free to add them to your cell phone to have on you while you're working. It's probably going to be the easiest way to pull us up if you should you need us. Do keep in mind that we do have poor cell service in most of the park. So there may be times where the only thing you're able to get off is a text message. You might not be able to get a call out. Any of the cell phone numbers listed on that contact list are capable of receiving and sending text messages. So if all you can do is send out a text, that's totally fine. We should be able to communicate that way. That's it for this presentation, kind of short, sweet, and to the point. I'm sure you guys will have more questions as we get the season rolling. There's always things we can't predict and really can't train for. But again, you guys are volunteers, so just remember that should you ever need any help, you can always contact park staff and ask for any assistance. But really, we want to say thank you here. Thank you for being willing to enter this position and spend some time at Whitefish Dunes and help us continue to make better experiences for our visitors here.